Big pitch here for Santo. 2-1 count. Good curveball, swung on, hit hard center field. There's Brandon Grover. He reaches up, and he makes the catch. So just like that, there are now the 2 outs. And that eases things up a little bit for Nick Santo. It's always a lot easier to pitch with good curveball there from Santo. He's facing Syriac. Syriac also 0 for 2. He had the line out to left field that was snared by Matt D'Amato on the phenomenal defensive play. And again, he goes to the left side, and there's D'Amato again on the run. He makes the catch. So Syriac really giving D'Amato a chance to play some baseball, and D'Amato's taking full advantage of that. 4 batters came up to the plate. 3 went down. We head to the bottom half of the 7th. The Seahawks on top, 7-0. And welcome back to the bottom half of the 6th inning, where we get another chance to see the Salve Regina Seahawks swing the bats. Up first, third baseman Will McCarthy. First pitch to him, taken in there for a strike. Good pitch by the pitcher. Pivnicki. He's ahead in the count, 0-1. This one hit right side, very well hit. Could get down, but it will be foul. Very close to being extra bases, but it just goes on the opposite side of the fair line, or the foul line, over in right field. And now instead of it being a double, it's an 0-2 count. Pivnicki in full command of this at-bat. This one hit right side. It could be tough. The second baseman makes the play, throws first, but it's not going to be in time. And just like that, Will McCarthy with a leadoff single.
Well, Roberts made a valiant effort to go there and get the ball, just spun and hurled it and well wide of Cormier. And that one just hops off into the dead ball area. So no chance for an advance there. But good hit for McCarthy.
Good job by Roberts to retrieve the ball, because if that gets past him, not able, the right fielder had a long way to run. It could have been a double for McCarthy, but he had just absolutely no shot to nag or to get McCarthy at first base for the force out. Leadoff single for McCarthy. That brings up Brandon Grover, who shows bunt. Curveball way up. Good start for Grover. 1-0 count, a familiar count for him. He's walked twice in just 3 at-bats so far today. There goes McCarthy. Ground ball, shortstop. Nice play by the shortstop. Great job by the shortstop. Really well done. Really well done by Gilbride over at short as he fields the ball, steps on second, and fires to first in unison, just without missing a beat, and that gets 2.
And for a moment, that one kind of chopped back almost the way where Rossi had a difficult play to make that play.
And now there's a bit of concern for Pivnicki as the pitching coach comes out, the umpire comes out, checking on something. But everybody goes back to their positions. Pivnicki looks fine. He'll stay in the game. Up now for the Seahawks, number 13, Ryan Grayshall. He's looking to swing the bat. What was that? I hope Pivnicki's all right. That actually looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
It also looked like it was going to hit Grayshall. He had a lot of time to move out of the way because that effectively was an ephus that just came out of the hand of Pivnicki, but it was up right by the head of Grayshall.
And that one very low.
Yeah.
And he's drawing some hemming and hawing from the Seahawks dugout.
2-0 pitch to Grayshall, way down. Just from the way that he reacted, it seemed as if his front foot got caught in the mound and just completely tripped him up. But watching it live was really odd to see. 3-0 pitch here to Grayshall, and that one's way outside, and Grayshall, almost to the dismay of himself, is going to have to be on first base again, but he has not seen a strike in his last 3 at-bats. Hit by pitch, and a 4-pitch walk. So on first base would have been Grayshall. He's pinch ran for by number 2, Kyle Platt. Kyle Platt, an excellent runner with 2 outs. They might try and send him as early as possible. Tyler Petrosino now at the plate. He has a hit and a walk as well as a line out to right field. Check back to first, not in time. Kyle Platt back safely. Platt extends his lead slightly. Another check back to first, again not in time.
He's only stolen 1 bag this year.
There he goes. Swung on, hit hard. Right field. Right fielder calling for it. He's under it, and he is there to make the catch. So that will do it for the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Seahawks put 1 runner on, and he is retired. The score is still 7-0. Seahawks on top. We head to the top of the 7th for Nicholas Santo, who will come back out on the mound.
Two.
Santo on the mound, delivers low to Ward. Rams have just one hit in the game. They've been scoreless so far. Breaking ball, chopped foul.
And that one hit came via their best hitter, Painter.
CCC Player of the Year. Seahawks had the Defensive Player of the Year catch, who was behind the plate today. This one's fouled off again. And did not expect to see CCC Pitcher of the Year, Dominic Parachi, here today, but we will certainly be seeing him sometime soon here in the tournament. His numbers were just mind-boggling.
Truly.
This one put in the air, deep to left. D'Amato looking back and makes the grab in front of the fence. Matt D'Amato, another highlight-worthy grab.
He is just doing it all at the plate. He's been on base almost every single time he's been up, and that right there is the second big-time defensive play that he has made. This time running to his right. Last time it was to his left. Over his right shoulder, elite-level play right up against the wall. Saved definite extra bases.
And that one looked like it could have been gone, again, if not for the wind, which is going to keep everything in here today. Here's another fly ball to right field. Another easy grab in the outfield for Petrosino this time. And quickly, 2 gone for the Rams, who have started to find the ball a little more here in the last few innings. But this time it was the infield early on, and mostly Will McCarthy making all the plays.
The made earlier today. And then if it weren't for that play, there had been no play like the one that Petrosino made on his diving play in front of him. And then this play to D'Amato in left field is just another elite-level play. So great defensive play from the outfielders today.
Ball's fouled off, and I think it's stuck in the net.
I believe so.
And see if they're going to try and get that ball out, or the umpire may just say, well, play on. That ball will fall out. I think the next foul ball that's hit to that side of the screen is going to knock that loose. This one, chopped foul.
The funny thing is that ball got stuck. There was Dom Parachi.
There it goes.
There it is. And there's Dom. He was truly confused. He was looking at it. He was trying to figure out how it was stuck up there.
You don't usually see them get stuck in the netting like that.
No. It's stuck. Yeah, it was stuck behind the flag against the netting. Crazy.
Oh, that one upstairs for strike 3. And the Seahawks take care of business. Nick Santo makes quick work of the Rams. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Seahawks leading 7-0. Welcome back to Reynolds Field. Chris Veneruso will lead things off here for the Seahawks in the bottom of the 7th. Seahawks in complete control right now of this CCC playoff game, game 1 of the tournament. Seahawks are the number 1 seed. And the umpire waiting for the walk-up music to conclude, which really is just, everyone wants it to keep going. The best walk-up in the nation. I'm going to keep taking it a step further.
Absolutely.
I mean, who does not love a little Tony Bennett?
I think that's a good call. I do think the nation should be put on watch for Chris Venaruso,
who hits one into left field over the leap of Gilbride. He is aboard. Brings up Matt D'Amato, top of the order.
Well, talk about timely hitting. We're telling him the nation should be put on watch because of his walk-up song. Before I could finish my point, I'm just saying the nation should be put on watch, and he hits a single. So look at that.
He has had an incredibly productive second half of the season. Timely as well. This one's chopped to second. Roberts tries to get it to Gilbride, and so Venaruso is out, but the bobble from Gilbride after the tag means there's no play at first. So there's one gone, but D'Amato at first now.
Very close. That's always a really subjective call when it's the transfer versus did he catch it. You can't really argue with that call whatsoever, but they do get the force out at second base.
Dustin Cicada now with 1 on and 1 out. Seahawks have been held scoreless in the last 3 innings. And time is called. Pivnicki now looks in for the sign, comes set. Delivers home. Cicada hits it in the air, popped up. Wind pushing it a little bit out, and coming in is Ward to make the grab. And some of these awkward little spots. That time you nearly had 5 players all in one spot. It hung up there for so long. 2 outs with 1 on.
I wonder if that's something that they had talked about and practiced for this game specifically, because that's exactly what they should be doing, all converging to practice at the same spot, because the wind really could push it to anyone. That's how the wind is playing here. So they're doing a really good job of that. Ward comes in and makes the nice play, calling everybody else off.
4 here today. Here's the pitch outside. One ball, no strikes. Runner goes, D'Amato. The throw from Lake is going to be late. Oh, and now they say out. He's going to say that D'Amato stepped off the bag. So Lake does not get the throw. Instead, D'Amato is tagged out at second.
Yeah, you do love to see it, though. D'Amato pleading his case to the umpire. He's not being too emotional about it, just pleading his case. You do love to see that from your all-conference outfielder who has the confidence to tell the umpire what he thinks. Anyways, that'll do it for the bottom half of the 7th inning. We head to the top of the 8th. 7-0, Seahawks on top. Welcome back to the top half of the 8th inning where the Seahawks are on top in Game 1 of the playoffs for the CCC tournament. They're on top 7-0. Nick Santos still on the mound for the Seahawks. He's been very efficient in his first 2 innings of work. He faced the minimum last inning and faced 4 in his first inning. So he's only had to face 7 batters to get through 2 innings. Can't ask for more than that. This one popped up high, very high. Venaruso calling everyone off. He's there under it, and he makes the catch. Good defense.
That is no easy play. We've talked about it, and we've seen it with the Rams having to really take a second, third, and fourth look at some of these fly balls. That time, Venaruso with all day to make the catch, but that ball definitely moving in the air as you saw him have to continually readjust.
Exactly right. And it was a hard play regardless. He had to travel about 50 feet, maybe 40 feet backwards into the outfield. And then obviously had to battle the wind. First pitch from Santo here in this at-bat where he is facing Cormier, who's 0 for 2. Cormier's last at-bat, he hit a ball to shortstop, and Dusty Cicada made that play that, if you remember, was just an elite-level shortstop play. I mean, truly one of on a day where defense has been just a plus, just a phenomenal defensive day, that certainly is in the category of potentially the best play of the day.
And Cicada, second team all-conference as a utility player because he's made plays like that all over the place. You know, it's so great that the conference has that position available for an all-conference spot because there are players like Dusty who could play a whole year at one spot, but as we've seen this year, has had to fill multiple roles and has done so at a very high level and has made, as you said, an elite-level defensive play earlier in this game.
Yeah, and it's another thing just being a captain, he does it so well, the utility thing that you're bringing up. He started the year as the everyday second baseman. And then when Sean O'Malley first went down with his hamstring injury, it was Dustin Cicada that went over to play third base. And that also, Will McCarthy was working at that time. Will McCarthy showed that he was going to be the starting shortstop or third baseman as he gets his ball here. Nice play for Will McCarthy. He makes the out. 2 outs in the inning. Will McCarthy then kind of stepped up and showed that he could play third base pretty well. And then Michael Breen went down, and that moved Cicada to shortstop. And he's played all 3 very well. And then as they needed a bit more hitting, Cicada's been one of the best hitters in the last 2 weeks in the CCC entirely. And so he's done it all, offensively, defensively, around the infield. Truly a great job by the captain.
The Swiss Army knife.
Mm-hmm.
Because he could play the outfield, too. He's done that before in his career.
And I'll harp on it one more time. To me, that's like what being a captain is all about. Like, what do you need from me? Now, let me do it well. As Santo gets to 2 strikes after that foul ball down the right side. Santo now just one strike away from facing 10 batters through 3 innings. We'll see if he's able to get it done. It is swung on and missed. Great pitch on the curveball there, and that will do it for the top half of the 8th. Santo faces the minimum for the second straight inning, and we head to the bottom of the 8th. 7-0, Seahawks on top. And welcome back to the bottom half of the 8th inning here at Reynolds Field in beautiful Newport, Rhode Island. This is Niall Silverman with Andrew Pizzelli as we look at what may be the final at-bat of the day for the Salve Regina Seahawks. Dylan Ketchup first. And he sees strike one. Pivnicki's coming to the game, and he's done a really good job. He has not yet allowed a run.
And Seahawks have been scoreless through 4 after the 7-0 start and putting up runs in the first 3 innings. And catch still here.
This one's popped up, possibly playable. It looks like it will be playable. Third baseman is there, and he makes the catch. So 1 up, 1 down.
Catch only coming up to bat because of the play where D'Amato got called out at second. So he got to start the inning with a fresh pitch count, or fresh count.
It will be interesting. I would love to hear what D'Amato's main case was, because when he came off the bag, he slid off the bag. It's possible he had his hand still on it, and the shortstop who tagged him was saying that his hand wasn't on it. It did appear as if D'Amato was still on the bag with his hand, even though his body had gone and crossed like over the bag. But then also on top of that, the shortstop dropped the ball pretty much instantaneously with tagging D'Amato. And so it all happened really, really fast. But D'Amato certainly has a case that he made, and I'd love to hear what it is. We won't hear it during today's broadcast, obviously, but
a 2-0 count here to Canoe. So it took him a while to see a pitch he could hit today.
And another 3-0 count. I'm sure he has the green light. On the first strike that he saw today, he drilled a single through the 5-6 hole. He's also popped up to right field. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Right down the middle, and the count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's Pivnicki, 3-1. He kicks, deals, swung on, hit up the middle, and it, doesn't get through. Great play by the shortstop. Throws first, not in time to get Canoe as he hustles down the first base line. But that was a heck of a play by the shortstop.
A great play by Gilbride there, sliding to make the stop and able to get the throw away, but well hit by Canoe. Didn't leave any time for Gilbride to make the play.
You really can't ask for more out of the shortstop defensively than what Gilbride's given today for him. He had a pick back in the early innings where he saved multiple runs from scoring on a pick that he had, and then just defensively he has multiple good plays that have produced an out, and then he has this play that doesn't produce the out but was a beautiful play.
Both teams have played great defense in the field. The biggest difference today, unfortunately for the Rams, is just the pitching wasn't there. The Seahawks got runs early and often on another weird throw from Lake that takes Roberts away. So stolen base there for Canoe.
Canoe defies probably conceptions when he goes out there and just takes as many bags as he does. That is way more than his second. Yeah, ninth, 100%.
Ninth stolen base on the year for Canoe.
I mean, that's up there in the top 10% in the conference in terms of stolen bases out of a 6'5", 6'6" first baseman. And now 3-0 to McCarthy.
But that's been the biggest difference here today. Rossi did not have it early on for the Rams, and obviously Patrick Maybach, everyone knows what you're going to get out of him on a day-to-day basis.
And the difference the hits isn't even the biggest difference. It's just the free passes.
Yeah, the walks.
That have been so costly. In the first 4 innings, there were 9 free passes issued by Suffolk, and during that same period of time, Salve issued only 1. And obviously the Seahawks were able to score 7 runs during those 4 innings.
And another walk here.
And that brings up was feet for him as he ends his career here at Salve Regina, although starts really the second part of the season, the playoffs. His first at-bat of the playoffs. Swung on, chopped, shortstop. Nice job by Canoe. Throw third in time. So they get one. Jared Beniers reaches on the fielder's choice.
Another weird play where Canoe just has to avoid the ball there. We've seen that a couple of times with the throws from Lake down to second on runners trying to steal, and that time Canoe just having to just tiptoe around where the ball was coming.
He was a pinch runner for the designated hitter, Ryan Gratial, who reached base 3 times today. None of them via a base hit. 2 hit by pitches and a walk. Platt sees strike 1. This one hit up the middle. Gilbride there. He fields it cleanly, throws first in time, but barely to get the blazing runner, Kyle Platt, as he was just motoring down that first base line. Nonetheless, that'll do it for the 8th inning. The Seahawks strand 2, and we head to the top of the 9th as we look to close out Game 1 of the CCC playoffs. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Reynolds Field here on the campus of Salve Regina University. Seahawks leading the Rams of Suffolk University 7-0 here in the top of the 9th. Nick Santo trying to close this one out. Game 1 of the CCC tournament. Andrew Pizzelli here alongside Niall Silberman bringing you the popped up. Long run for D'Amato in left field, and he makes the grab in front of the batting cages.
What?
My goodness, in foul territory. Looked like he could have gone crashing into the cage. Instead, Matt D'Amato, 3 times here today, has made some sensational grabs.
I have never seen in person a better defensive performance from an outfield spot than today's game, Matt D'Amato. North, south, east, and west, he has covered serious ground to make some extremely difficult catches. You can't say enough about the defensive day today.
I mean, second team all-conference, that is a lot to do with what Matt D'Amato can do with the bat. Today, he has shown the wheels and flashed the glove in the outfield.
On top of having to run full speed at that ball for about 100 feet, he was running directly into batting cages, and by the time that he had made that catch, he was literally falling into a fence, like while making the catch. Like it was simultaneous. He's falling into a wall and making the catch at the same time while running 100 feet at full speed to get there. Unbelievable.
1 out. 2-1 the count here. Pitch from Santo, breaking ball, gets the strike call. This one, fly ball, left field. Petrosino comes in and right field, makes the grab. And there's 2 away. Rams down to their final out.
Well, I'll tell you what, some guys are ground ball pitchers, some guys are strikeout pitchers, and some guys are fly ball pitchers. To right-handed hitters, Nick Santo has been extremely effective at using his cutter to generate fly balls on pitches that opposing hitters are not getting on top of, but they're instead getting under it and popping them up, and we're seeing a lot of that today.
This one into left field for a base hit, so Ward will keep the game going. Just the second hit of the game for the Rams. And now, Painter, the most dangerous man with the bat. Well, I'm crossed up. Ward will bat now. Painter on deck. Chop to third, but to first, but foul. I'm all over the place, right? Left is right, right is left.
I'll tell you, Ward has been a real standout today for Suffolk. He had a great throw from center field, and he also had the ball that was ripped down the left field line that was just caught by Matt D'Amato. That if Matt didn't catch, it could have been possibly a triple for a very speedy runner like Ward.
2 outs. Pitch outside. Runner goes, and Dylan Ketch does not decide to throw. Defensive indifference. And you know what, Niall? What's up? Santo glances back, now delivers home. Knocked foul. Count will be 0-2, 1-2. With 2 outs, 1 on. Santo trying to put a stamp on the first game here of the CCC tournament. He delivers up high, ball 2.
And it would be a commanding win. The offense did exactly what you wanted, and defensively and pitching-wise, no earned runs yet so far. Santo trying to close the door on a shutout.
2-2 count with 2 outs, 1 on here for the Rams. Santo kicks and delivers. That one's lined foul. Count will stay 2-2.
First base coach lost his helmet on that one. He had to do some work to get out of the way of a screaming line drive.
2-2 count, 2 out. Santo delivers home. Breaking ball just misses. Trying to make Ward chase.
Just missed is a good way of describing it. Barely misses strike 3 that would have ended the game just below the strike zone.
Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Top of the 9th. Santo delivers. Hit in the air. Drifting to right field. And making the grab. Having to go a long way to get it. Finally is Petrosino. And that will end the game. The Seahawks take care of business here today. They win 7-0 over the Rams, and they will await their opponent for tomorrow, the first game final here in the CCC tournament. Niall, your thoughts on this impressive victory here today for the Seahawks?
Well, it was what we talked about before the game. It all had to do with free passes and what you were going to do when Harry Painter and Joe Ward came up to the plate. Were there going to be guys on base that were there because of free passes when they came up? The answer today, no. There were 2 walks that the Seahawks surrendered. One by the starting pitcher, Patrick Maybach, one by the reliever, Nick Santo. Meanwhile, for the opposing side of it, the Seahawks offensively were able to draw more than 11 free passes today. They had 12, and they scored on 5 of their runs came via a player that got hit by a pitch or walked, and that was the difference. All 7 runs came in the first 4 innings for the Seahawks.
Yep. And so the Seahawks, the first final here today in the conference tournament. The number 1 seed takes care of business at home. All the other home teams were leading. We'll take a quick glance here at the out-of-town scoreboard. Top of the 9th in Bristol, and the Hawks all over the Bison, 9-3 in that game. Bottom of the 6th in Beverly, Endicott leading 8-5 versus West New England. Tighter matchup there. So with no games final just yet, we aren't going to say who the Seahawks' next opponent will be, but that information will be common knowledge by the end of the night. So stay tuned to salveathletics.com for all the updates. We want to thank you all for joining us here this afternoon. Thanks to Ed Habishaw, our producer, Mike Pizzi, for helping to provide live statistics throughout the broadcast. For Niall Silberman, I'm Ada Pizzelli. Hope you all enjoyed this one, folks. The Seahawks take care of business here in Game 1 of the conference tournament. They win 7-0 and will be back in action here at Reynolds Field tomorrow afternoon. Have a good night, everyone.